Hello, good evening, and welcome back to Tranquility Within. Um, I hope everything's going great with you guys. Um, just want to speak a few moments about um, somatic massage and um, how pinned up trauma is released. I mean, we've heard it, a little bit here, a little bit there about trauma. Everybody's talking about trauma, pinned up trauma, some type of, how can I say, somatic release, somatic psychology, somatic dance, somatic, so many different things, somatic. And again, I believe I mentioned it in the last video that soma really means body. Somas refer to the body. And psychology, of course, we understand that it refers to the mind. So, what happens with pinned up trauma? What happens and how does massage, whether consciously or unconsciously, affects um, the client in the midst of a massage? And there's so many different situations where massage therapists have talked about or been able to share with how, in the middle of a session, their clients may feel like they want to cry, or they feel angry, or they feel some type of release. Okay, so again, reiterating, when we work with clients and they have what we call trigger points, they have pent up knots, whether it be in the shoulders and the arms and in the lower back, what have you. Um, it's of course built up tension, right? It's tension that's been there for who knows how long before they come to receive a massage. And so it's important for massage therapists to understand what to do in a time like that, when a client all of a sudden just breaks down on your table and you're wondering is, okay, what was I doing? I was doing a little trigger point therapy. I was doing some deep tissue work. And why all of a sudden they feel like crying, or why all of a sudden they got angry, or even what happened, I thought we had a great therapist client relationship. Why all of a sudden they just stopped showing up to the sessions? Why are they canceling the sessions? And so, I mean, anytime that we're stepping into doing something that we believe is good for us, right? I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. When we're specifying massage therapy, you never think that something that feels so good would go so deep, right? Think about the fact that, again, a person is face down for 50 minutes, 80 minutes, 100 minutes, and you are left, or you're sitting in a situation in a quiet room with soft music or no music, depending on what the client likes, and you have to be in tune with your thoughts. And a lot of us, we like to run away from our thoughts. We don't want to think. We don't want to feel. We don't want to deal with it. Matter of fact, our lives are so filled up and are so busy with things just so we don't have to sit down and think. The last thing we want to do is sit down and be one with our thoughts. We running away from our thoughts because they hurt. We think it brings up childhood, or it brings up um, something that just happened. We just want to shoo away with it. Okay. So I want to encourage the massage therapist that if a client should cry or release on your table, you didn't do anything wrong. That was something that they were carrying, something that they were going through. And because massage therapists are not psychotherapists, we cannot push or enforce or try to become psychotherapists by accident. What brought that up, and take them from the massage table, to a chair and begin to try to therapize them. We're not psychotherapists. And someone that is able or in a position to do that type of trauma therapy is at a minimum at master's degree level and above, PhD, thus and so, and they are trained and they are skilled, in being able to help a client to come out of that. Or according to my belief and my faith, you have a really great high level of anointing to be able to deal with those type of spirits or energy, some people would say, right? So if someone is releasing themselves on the table like that for you, the best thing you can do is to find out if they want you to continue with the massage session or not. You find out if they want you to step out of the room, if they want that time alone. You can offer the tissues, of course, for them to wipe their eyes. Offer some water. That's the best thing that you can do. And just let them know that you're there for them, and just totally put them in charge of the session as to what they want to do after that. Um, Something I wanted to talk about in regards to the paradox, it's called the paradox of healing. And in the paradox of healing, I believe it can be in any type of situation where healing is going to take place. But as much as we want healing, healing is not comfortable. It's not a comfortable process to go through, because you have to go, as I like to call, grave digging. And not everybody wants you to go grave digging. And nobody actually, or lots of people don't even realize that that's what just took place, or that's what's taking place. So if you're working with a client and they all of a sudden they just don't show up, sometimes clients are just resisting the process. They didn't realize it was going to be so hard. And I've never experienced drug addiction or anything like that. Like, this is the best example I could come up with. So please, no offense to anyone, but I've heard that the process is not very, it doesn't feel good going through the detoxification process, because now you are, the poison that's been in your system for such a long time is now it's become one with you, it's become attached to you, and now you're trying to get rid of something that's been connected to you for so many years, and you have to fight to get that out. And that fight, that energy, that spirit, that mindset, those words, all those things, that trauma that happened to you does not want to leave so easily. So clients may back out of the process. And again, massage therapists, I want to encourage you that it is not your fault. And basically, the paradox of healing is when a client consciously desires change, but unconsciously dreads and resists the process. I mean, we've all had some type of something that happened to us, and when it's time to um, get get over that situation or go towards our healing, it hurts. It's very uncomfortable, even though the way and the outlet is right there, made available to us. Sometimes it's just so ugly, nasty, and dirty to have to deal with. That would Clients may just cancel the next appointment with you. They may not show up. If you have if your business or your practice or your establishment has a membership, they may cancel the membership. Again, just don't, try not to take it personal, um, because the pent up trauma they didn't know was hiding back there. If it freaks you out, it freaked them out too. They're thinking, "Oh my, I just cried in front of my massage therapist. I just came to get it. I didn't mean for that to happen. I didn't mean to, to do that." I can say I personally myself, even though I'm a massage therapist, I have received a couple of massages where the therapist didn't know that I was crying on the table, but it was a time of release. Because sometimes, I mean, and think about it, massage therapists, we're laying loving hands on our clients, and just the touch of love, the touch of attention can make a client cry. I've released on the table, and I've had clients, I've had, well, a client release on the table. If somebody else released on the table, they kept quiet about it. And I've even released while giving a massage, just being in that quiet space. And your mind is just, now it's going. Now it's like when you sit still, the pot is stirring, the mind is going. and everything is just bubbling up to the surface. So don't feel like it has anything to do with you, massage therapist. It's really just that knot that's been there. That's something that their mom said to them years ago that is just in there carrying it on their back. Something that dad said, something that uncle said, some really horrific situation. And it's just there. They're literally carrying all of that on their back, the upper back, the lower back, you know, the neck, the shoulders, the bilateral upper traps. You may be working on a client and they come back and it's like you never touched them because unconsciously we clench. We've been holding that energy for so long that you know, it just resurfaces, and so I would just encourage you as a massage therapist to be patient. And clients, if you've experienced this, you know, you release good. That's good that you got it out. If you're not comfortable going back, to get a massage, it will probably be better for you to seek counseling, somebody that can help you through the process of that. I know a wonderful counselor, by the way. If you want to go to my website, I know one. So, but other than that, get some great counseling. Um, Tension as a defense, when protection manifests as tension, it's critical for the massage therapist to understand the role of tension in psychological defenses. And also, tension patterns, it may have been established in the past as a way of coping with emotional threatening events by holding or blocking the expressions of feelings. Sometimes such a pattern persists for many years, even though the causative event is long over and may even been forgotten. Okay, massage therapy can be one of these triggering events that intervene in the habitual pattern. Okay, so it could be, like I said, we talked about the different where the trigger points may be, and it's just something that people are just used to doing, like holding your breath, or anxiety may rise up, or fear may rise up. I mean, think about Pavlov's dog. That if you know anything about Pavlov's dog, and yes, I guess I'm dating myself, but if you know anything about Pavlov's dog, about the situation that happened, he was trained in a certain type of way, So when he heard a certain sound, I believe it was a sound or it was a certain sting or something like that. You have to look up Pavlov's dog and study that. But what happened was because he was expecting a specific situation or stimulus to take place, he began to prepare for it. And lots of times we are preparing for something that's very uncomfortable that's coming. And it's not a great feeling. It's a certain type of fear. And the only way that a person is going to be delivered, as I like to say, is they have to be fully committed to the process, no matter how uncomfortable it is, so that they can receive total healing and deliverance from that. So when the trauma is released, they are free. And to understand that what they're moving is something that's been a part of them. It is very uncomfortable, but once it's totally released, then they'll be free from it. They'll be free from it. And every client is different. It may take, you know, a few months. It may take less than that. I can't say, I can't dictate the time. I'm not a psychotherapist. And it may even take years for some people. But when you've held on to something for so long, the decision has to be made between the therapist and the client that they're going to just go through the process of whatever needs to take place. And of course, massage therapists can work simultaneously with psychotherapists and psychologists, clinical psychologists. All the things work in close proximity. So where the psychologist does what they're supposed to do according to their expert tutelage, again, massage master's degree and higher. Now, unless you're a massage therapist that just happens to be a psychotherapist, then by all means you got dual roles there. But working together with a massage therapist while they're getting their mind tended to, and we're working with them in the physical aspect of their treatment, staying in our lanes within our scope of practice, then we can help that client and those clients achieve the desired outcome, which is freedom from the trauma. So I hope that this helped in regards to somatic psychology, somatic massage. I'm bumbling over my words in regards to pent up trauma. So be encouraged, massage therapists. Again, if this happens to you, make sure that you stay within your scope of practice. Don't try to become a clinical psychologist. It's just really not good to go grave digging if you don't know what to do with those demons that are coming up out of that person. So the best thing for you to do is to offer water, touch them to find out if they want you to leave the room during the session, stop the session, put them in control of it. They may ask you to leave, they may want some time alone, or they may say, no, please don't stop what you're doing, continue the session. I just need to cry this thing out. Offer tissue, offer water, and after the service is over, find out if they have someone that they can connect to and talk to about what they're going through. And if they show up again, great. If they don't show up again, understand that it's not your fault. They're just not ready to go through that process. And just be open and receptive when they do book an appointment with you again. Um, and if they want to talk about, let them be the ones to bring it back up if they want to talk about it. If they don't, then you just continue on a normal massage session that you would do without talking about it, unless they're ready to bring it up and talk about it. Okay, so that's the best way that we can help them to get through that. And even with as a therapist, just know your lane, know where you stand, and you just being there, being understanding and compassionate, just puts you in a really powerful position as a massage therapist and a great resource. It will be good to have two or three, four or more resources just in your back pocket for when that situation or circumstance should come up, that you already have some cards or pamphlets or flyers or something like that. If you get the resources even and have a conversation with a psychotherapist or clinical psychologist, say, listen, I'm a massage therapist, licensed massage and bodywork therapist. My practice is ABC, and I just want to know what kind of services you offer. And because I may have a client or two or three or more that may come to my table and they may be dealing with trauma, and I don't know how, I'm not within the means to be able to help them the way that you can. I want to know how basically what you do, and get that information. When you as a massage therapist feel comfortable with the psychotherapist or the clinical psychologist, then you guys can work together. You can actually, you may be able to barter some services. If you need to sit down and get counseling and you give them a session, however that works, whatever you decide you want to do. But at the end of the day, for clients to come to, again, a desired outcome and a positive, great end, we have to work this thing together as a team. But I can only vouch for and speak for the massage therapist, and encourage you along the way. I hope that this was helpful. Please feel free to write in the comments anything else that you would like to know more in regards to somatic massage, and any more videos you would like to see in regards to this area. My plan is to do more videos and just put little excerpts of information up, so that we are more trauma informed massage therapists. That's the goal, to be trauma informed, so that way we can help. All right. Amen. In the name of Jesus Christ. So I'd like for you guys to enjoy the rest of your evening. Welcome to Tranquility Within LLC. You can visit our website to learn more about our company and what it is that we do. And it's great. I hope that this information was helpful. And I will see you the next time I see you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And bye for now.